Welcome to our series where we discuss the latest real estate trends with Canada's most prominent business leaders, asking better questions to help build a better working world. This is Reimagining Real Estate. I'm William Yeager, a partner at EY Canada. In my role, I explore the newest real estate trends influencing the country's largest industry and ask the better questions that keep us ahead of the curve. In this episode, I speak with Jennifer Mason, Global Officer of Treasury and Risk Management at Marriott International, the world's largest hospitality company with 30 brands and 8,000 plus properties in 139 countries. Jennifer, thank you so much for being here with us. It's great to have you.
Great to be here.
So let's dive right in. Jennifer, the hospitality industry just went through major disruption due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Maybe you could take us back to when the pandemic first started. What were your immediate reactions and strategies for how to pull through?
Well, my initial thoughts were, I don't think we had any idea how deep this would hit. And so very quickly, we had clarity of purpose on what it's going to take to survive. We pivoted to, break-even models for our hotel owners as we would decide, do you stay open at really low occupancy and try and pick up any business you can get, or do you shut your doors completely? And what does that mean for your associates? So very, very difficult decisions. But it enabled many of the hotels really to survive and hold on during very low occupancy periods. And what's extraordinary to me, 2.5 years later, is where the industry is now, coming out of this stronger, I'd say, than ever.
Absolutely. But so now that you've made it through the pandemic, it appears like we may be staring down some more trying times in terms of the economy. So in terms of your business philosophy, how did navigating the pandemic and a shutdown of nearly all global travel prepare Marriott for an impending recession?
Well, talk about a stress test, right? When on your business model and how you manage through uncertain times with RevPAR down 90% overnight. It does feel like any pending recession we are well prepared for, in the sense that we know the levers to pull. We know how to adjust to demand. I think it'll be really interesting with this pending recession in terms of how deep and what it looks like for the hospitality industry. The consumer is still strong, and so and the industry is still recovering. So I don't foresee this recession being incredibly deep or long, at least for the hospitality industry impact of it. So I do think the industry is well prepared given what we've just been through.
It's so important to re-examine everything in a moment like that. Can you tell us how the strategies might differ between the various Marriott brands?
Oh, that's a great question. So, as you know, we do have a lot in our luxury space and luxury and lifestyle space. I think we do really well there in terms of distribution and brand product. It's actually really great for us. We have our Marriott Bonvoy program, which is our loyalty program, and those luxury lifestyle brands are really aspirational for our customers, and they're a great way to bring new customers into our family of brands. And so it very much does differ, right? For each price point and brand segment, we want to make sure we are offering very relevant brands and experiences to our customers.
So in terms of luxury brands versus discount brands, do you have a focus on a particular brand category depending on the cycle that we're in?
I'm going to take your question to be on the customer experience side.
Yes.
Yeah, great question. So, and maybe take it a step back. While we were in the pandemic, we did take a look at all of our brand standards across all of our brands to figure out which ones were really relevant and important and which maybe had the market moved a little bit. In luxury, as an example, and our luxury hotels have had an extraordinary performance throughout the pandemic, really. I think, and so service levels had to be really strong. Nothing really changed, right, in terms of cleaning rooms and, guest service. And as you know, our average daily rate performance has been strong across the industry as well. And so customer expectations are high. And so in our luxury brands, not much has changed in terms of service and focus on that. But at the end of the day, we need to make sure that our customers have a fantastic experience when they're staying in our hotels, regardless of the brand tier.
Right. Got it. And I think that's absolutely the right approach. There should be no sacred cows, so to speak, when it comes to trying to optimize. Could you shed some light on the Canadian market in particular? How does it compare to what's happening around the globe? And do you see big differences, or is it really all just quite similar?
Well, so the Canadian market, as you know, was a little bit tighter on travel restrictions for longer, maybe at least compared to the U.S. and several European countries. So we did see it take a bit longer to recover, but now Canada it's been an extraordinary growth and bounce back since borders have been open. And so I think I was reading a CBRE report from September on Canada, and I think they used the words rocket ship recovery in the Canadian hotel industry.
I'd say it's very encouraging. But how about the increasing number of new players in the hospitality industry? I'm talking specifically about the vacation rental companies, the VRBOs, the Airbnbs of the world. So how is Marriott responding to these changing market dynamics?
Great question. I'd say our focus really is on delivering exceptional service experience to our customers, right, and having that stickiness with our customers directly. So Marriott Bonvoy, our loyalty program, is a great example of that, and it was especially important throughout the pandemic. Even when our customers weren't traveling, how are we connecting with them within our apps and our Marriott.com site? Like, how are we bringing people into kind of our ecosystem? Right, and part of that is having this breadth of brands and locations around the world of where they want to be, and also engaging with them. So I'd say very directly engaging with our customers, making sure our brands are relevant to them, and making the experience personal to them. And that's work we're doing. We're embarking on a technology investment that will really kind of dial up that personalization of experience. In terms of your question about Airbnb, certainly that segment has been around for a while. And, we feel like there isn't a tremendous, I'd say, impact between hotels and home rentals. But we actually launched hotels and villas for Marriott Bonvoy members a couple of years ago, more as an extension of our loyalty program. We were seeing that a lot of our customers, will stay in our hotels for travel and some vacations, and then they would go rent a home through Airbnb for others. So we're trying to find ways to keep them in the Marriott ecosystem with our homes and villa product as well.
It's encouraging to see the company able to pivot like that to address increasing competition in the marketplace. Well done. So let's switch gears for a second and talk about ESG. Obviously, the hospitality industry has been a leader as far as ESG initiatives go. How does sustainability figure into Marriott's current business plans?
Marriott is very committed to ESG. And if you go back 30 years, we have been committed to a diversity and inclusion. I think we were one of the first companies maybe 20 years ago to have it a board focus and metrics on making sure we have inclusive communities and business model. And about 5 years ago, we launched a program for sustainability and social impact called Serve 360. Which is focused on sustainability, diversity, and inclusion, and equity in our business. It's really important to us in the markets where we do business that we're a really big part of that community. We always give back and make sure that we're improving the communities within which we do business. It's really core to who we are and the ethos of our company. So we are very committed to that.
So can you tell us about the specific ESG initiatives that Marriott is focused on?
Well, we have many, but one maybe that is interesting to me, if you think about those tiny single-use toiletry bottles that we always had in our hotels, it was a brand standard. We have made a commitment that by the end of this year, we will move our hotels to more of a bigger bottle pump that you can use and reuse the bottle. And that will save close to 500 million tiny bottles going into the landfill every year. It's just an example of, it's some of those small things that really add up.
So let's look forward. What is your outlook for the Canadian and global hospitality market in the next 12 months?
I think there's a lot of resiliency in the leisure and hospitality industry, and we're still recovering across the board. As strong as things are, we still have room to recover. So it'll be interesting to see. Clearly, there's a recession news looming, but what that means for the hotel industry, I don't think it'll. I don't think it'll be as anywhere near kind of previous downturns, just given where we are in this trajectory and recovery, and the strength of the pricing and performance that we've had. So I don't have a crystal ball on when a recession might hit and what that looks like, but I'm pretty bullish on the industry.
Jennifer, this has been great. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Great to be with you, Will.
Thanks for watching Reimagining Real Estate. Be sure to watch the rest of the videos in our series where we continue to ask better questions to help build a better working world.